What is going on, YouTube? Zero Lead here, back again with a new video. Kind of a big deal today, episode 50 of the Disco Era u.s.s Enterprise tutorial. Just want to thank you very much for watching today's episode and tuning in. And if you haven't, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, helping me in supporting the channel. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. You guys are the reason that we made it to episode 50, and just want to thank you again for that. Well, today we got a couple of things that we're going to be working on. I've been alluding for a while, ever since we worked on our Shuttlebay originally, that I wasn't happy with how the outside area looked. Well, today's the day. I thought that that would be a great episode for 50 to actually fix the outside of the Shuttlebay. So we're going to hop right into it. Basically, what I got going on here is that we're going to make a cut here. Excuse me. We're going to make a cut here going down at an angle. You can see I'm deleting kind of a little bit of the access here. If you want to wait for a moment to see exactly where I'm going to put my placements, I'm using the darker gray blocks. We're just going to be going down at a slanted angle with the current foundation, or excuse me, the current block foundations that we already have. This way it has a nice progression going down the side, and it's the same pattern with the stripe going behind it, because that's where I got the idea to do this. So once we get our stripe all the way down, we'll get rid of a little bit more of the access here. We got 2 more rows to do. We're gonna add block here and then one there. All right, perfect. So now it should be going at an angle all the way down until you get to your walking height on the main deck. Let's do the same thing on the left side. All right, we're looking good. Now we can start to go in and I want to get another block right there. All right, just so it's the same thing on both sides. Again, you know, if you do one thing on one side, do it on the other, just to save yourself from making a mistake. So now we're going to go in and delete all the access after this stripe that we just added. But again, making sure that we're not deleting too far down, because we have our main deck that we can walk on, and also kind of like a lip going around that. We don't really want to delete anything going below that lip. So it's half a foundation down. That looks pretty good. Yeah, so you don't want to delete anything past this lip going along the outside shuttle bay. Now, that looks good for the shuttle bay door entrance area itself, but the one problem now that we have is that this outside area is just way too big. It looks like a tongue now. So what we're pretty much going to have to do here is we're just going to have to make this just a little bit shorter. And we'll keep the pretty much the same design that we have on the back end. As far as the pattern, we're just going to move it back a little bit. So this way it's not so so drawn out. Because even when after I make this change, it's still pretty big. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to edit this here. So let me get a different color block, I think. Let's see. Easiest thing to do would just be to start off with this line here, maybe. I'm gonna start to delete a little bit on this side too. We're going to delete this one and replace that with a white quartz block. Because I'm basically rebuilding the very back 3 rows. So if you need to rewind again to see how far I went back, I think it was 1 or 2 past where the slant is on the outside doors. Again, here going off the quartz that we laid down. And same pattern what we had before, pretty much. All right, so now we can get rid of a lot of these older blocks. I think this will look way better once we shorten it. I was actually really happy with how the Shuttlebay turned out after this change. I think it looks really good, actually, and I think it's actually could be the best Shuttlebay I've done yet. And we're just going to replace this whole lip with white quartz going around. Let's get the white concrete there. Go back to white quartz on our lip. I'll have to get that one right here. Perfect, got it. I'll also have to go on the underside along the lip on the under half and add a row of half slabs going along the back. So now we're going to switch to our half slabs and we're going along with a cut, but we're not building as far back to where we're actually on the lip. So this way there's a nice edge. And now we're going to go back to our old lip, essentially. And we're going to add half slabs here so we can make our cuts. Yeah, I think that's all we go back is 3. Behind that, we'll do red. We're going to go every other one. Mess that one up. Let's fix that. Perfect. I also got to swap out that green one, but we're in good shape. We can get rid of the old back end completely now. We don't need it because we've taken everything that we need from it design-wise, so you can just get out of the way. Just bang that out real quick. Not a super long video, only about 19 minutes total today. We're already flying through, already 6 minutes in, about just over 12 minutes to go. And see, just like that, that back end now looks fantastic. Might have to make 1 or 2 minor adjustments, but we're pretty much there. Oh, I went inside another ship. That's so the engine error in Discovery. Let's get out of there. Okay, back to the Enterprise. Yeah, you see, this looks really good. We're gonna have to add maybe some half slabs here, and then going along the inside lip, we'll do white concrete going along our white quartz, and then we'll edge that off with half slabs. Let's get rid of this row. The dark gray, we'll do the same thing on the left. We'll probably bring that back a little bit further because that double wide on that line there just doesn't look right. This might look good. Doing like a row of half slabs on top of the white concrete. Might not be perfect, but if it doesn't look good, we could always take it away. Doesn't look too bad. You see, just making that change, shortening up the outside length of the Shuttlebay, and then making that curve there go more at a narrower slant. I think it looks way better than it did before, and it's much more. It's almost spot on to the picture. Because, you know, one of the things I will say all the time is I am not a perfect builder. Make mistakes just like anybody else. And not even mistakes. Maybe it just doesn't come out the way I wanted it to the first time. And the best thing to do is just put something down. You can always change it later. which is what we've done with this ship. Different sections here and there. I think the Shuttlebay was probably one of the more recent ones, but I've definitely had a lot of changes that I've made as far as both big and small. But sometimes you just got to throw it down, see what it looks like. Fly around. Again, go back to your source materials, look at your pictures. If you have a 3D model of the Disco Enterprise, that's even better. If you don't know how to get one, just go on Google and just type in Disco Enterprise 3D model. And you should be able to find, if you look through the different links, basically looking for one where you can generate a 3D image that you can spin around to the ship. That's another great resource to have to help you in getting your angles right if you're not 100% sure what you did is right. So I think what we're going to do now, we're going to swamp out this outer wall of our shuttle bay from the white quartz to white concrete. So this way it just matches the rest of the ship just a little bit better rather than sticking out the way it was. I think this will look a little bit nicer. And I definitely have a lot more stuff for you guys to come in this tutorial series. A lot more stuff to do on the interior of this ship before we move on to other ships. And I've had a few people asking me questions about the corridors. I have a beginner's corridors tutorial that I'm working on for you guys. It'll just be one episode, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And then I have also got the next builds that I'm prepping after the Enterprise, which will be Voyager and then the Enterprise D, or the Enterprise D and then Voyager. Not sure which one will be first. Probably, I think I'm leaning at this point towards Voyager because I think it'll be the easier build. Enterprise D is going to be by far the biggest ship that I've ever built in Minecraft, or at least that's what my goal is at this point. So I might do Voyager first just to get that out of the way. And then I've got arc builds coming out for you guys. I've got more boat builds, and then I've got a new game that I've been playing. I've been talking about it just a little bit, but Starship Evo. If you've ever wanted to make your ship in Minecraft fly and actually, be able to use it, if you have Steam on your computer, go on Steam store right now and search Starship Evo. It's only 20 bucks and it is worth every penny. I'm going to be doing videos on that very soon. I've already got one that a ship that I built, the Enterprise NX-01. I didn't do a tutorial on it, but the cool thing with that game is that they have the workshop. So once I post that video, I will have a link. So if you like that build, you can just download it. So I'm really excited about that. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And as you can see here, not a huge changes I'm making at this point. Like I said, just very, very tiny changes. We filled in the gaps in between that bottom row right here. I think I go back on that a couple of times. I think it looks better with those blocks sticking out. It doesn't look good with it being flat right here. But I was just trying to get an idea, engage it. But as soon as I do that, it looks like it's chopped off at the bottom on both sides right now. And I don't know. I'm not really feeling that too much. 'Cause again, unfortunately, when doing these ships, there's no blueprint, and I just build them on the fly and work up the design as I go. If you have any questions regarding this portion of the tutorial, I'm not being specific enough, or maybe you're not 100% certain on a dimension, drop a comment below. Usually pretty responsive in the comment section. And if I don't get to your comment, chances are I'm either getting ready to answer it in a video, or I may have already answered it in a previous video or the comment section. So definitely keep an eye out for that also. Yeah, we're going to add that back on the sides, because see, with that added back, it looks way better. It doesn't look like it's chopped off at the very bottom on the sides. I think that has just look of it. I mean, really the ship looks fantastic. I wish that they they didn't make the Enterprise so beefy like it was in the show. If they would have done something a little bit closer, just take 5 pounds off the ship, make it a little bit truer to the TOS Enterprise, I think with the current design, it would have brought it over the top completely. I can even get past the pylons going back at an angle. I really can, because to be perfectly honest with you, when I was growing up, Enterprise A was always my favorite. I never really entered TOS. I mean, I watched it, but if I had to choose between the two, I would watch the movies before I would watch the TV show. And I was never super crazy about the TOS Enterprise design, but um, I love the Discovery, but again, it has a lot of the Enterprise A's DNA in it, so I think that has a lot to do with it. But she's definitely looking great. She really is. Now, we're not done yet with the Shuttlebay. We've still got just one or two tiny things left to do in this episode, and then we're going to pan back on it just one more time when we build our Shuttlebay doors. That's going to be really cool. Um, the way my Shuttlebay door came out, I think it looks great. Um, most people that I have seen, from what I've seen on builds, because I haven't seen too much, but I have looked out there just to see what other people have done, but I haven't seen anybody do anything like to the extent of what I did. And I didn't do anything super crazy, but again, just like how I with this whole ship, it came down to just finding a simple pattern that looked good with the back end of the ship. But I think the way this came out, you could even just leave it open. And I was tempted. I was like, man, I don't know if I should close this up, but I kind of want to, just to finish that back end off. To say I did, just to give anybody that option in case they wanted to have it open or closed. But looking at that at every angle, not seeing anything on the ship that looks out of place. It's looking great. We still got a couple more things to do on the interior, like I was saying. A few more, one or two things left to do in the lower hull. We have to work on the other levels of the engineering, and then on the saucer section, we got to do the transporter room. And like I said, I don't think we're going to do every single room on the Enterprise, unless I have people ask me, for more ideas. I might do more episodes after that, but I think the main ones that I'm going to cover up in the saucer anyway, is like the Shuttle Bay, and then I'll do the bowling alley, and then admiral's quarters, captain's quarters, first officer's quarters, and then I think after that's general crew quarters. We'll do that too, and I'll probably do like a crew mess, maybe even. We'll have to see. We'll play it by ear, see how I'm feeling, but got a lot of room on the saucer. I want to fill that in as much as possible, if not all the way. You can see now, hopping back in just briefly what I got going on here. I'm just filling in a little bit more of that gray, kind of like on our entryway point here. And this isn't like spot on with the show, but again, this is just falling into the area that I have to work with. I don't think that, to be perfectly honest with you, as far as like this area right here, I don't think we're really going to be able to do all that much more to make it look like the show. But when we close it up, it'll look even better. But it doesn't look bad the way it is. I'll bring that line over one more just so it connects with our patterned blocks going at an angle. And that looks great. Not really seeing anything else off the top of my head that I can see that we need to change here. I think that we finally hit money on this one. and I am very happy with how this thing came out. I mean, it looks fantastic. I'm excited to upload this video on YouTube because I want to see what you guys think of it. But I think that's going to wrap up today's episode. If you've enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button in helping me in supporting the channel. Can't tell you how much I appreciate that, and that shows me that you guys are enjoying these episodes. Definitely gives me more reason to keep them going. If you have any questions regarding this episode, drop a comment below. If I'm not getting specific enough or whatever else, or if there's another ship build that you guys want to see me build in the future, drop a comment below. You never know. If I get enough people asking for it and I have a demand, I might end up doing it. Or if it's something that I can get really passionate about, I might end up doing it too. You never know. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me. Just want to thank you again. And last but not least, don't forget to tune in tomorrow for episode 51. And you can always catch new episodes Monday through Saturday. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one.